Hello everyone, how are you? Here are 20 natural wonders of the world, though the list may vary depending on personal preferences and definitions. Number 1. Grand Canyon, USA. Visiting the Grand Canyon can be an unforgettable experience. Here are some tips to help make your trip enjoyable. Plan ahead. Decide which rim of the Grand Canyon you want to visit, South Rim or North Rim, and plan your trip accordingly. Each rim offers different experiences and amenities. Entry fees. Be aware that there is an entry fee to enter Grand Canyon National Park. You can purchase passes online or at the park entrance stations. Accommodation. Book your accommodation well in advance, especially if you plan to stay overnight at or near the canyon. Lodging options range from campgrounds to hotels and lodges, but they fill up quickly, especially during peak seasons. Weather. Check the weather forecast before your trip and pack accordingly. Weather at the Grand Canyon can vary greatly, so it's best to be prepared for both hot and cold conditions. Hiking. If you plan to hike into the canyon, make sure you are adequately prepared with proper footwear, plenty of water, and snacks. Trails can be steep and strenuous, so choose a route that matches your fitness level. Safety. Stay on designated trails and follow all safety guidelines provided by the park rangers. The canyon is vast and potentially dangerous, so always be cautious and aware of your surroundings. Sunrise and sunset. Witnessing sunrise or sunset at the Grand Canyon is a must-do experience. Arrive early to secure a good spot, especially during peak seasons. Visitor centers. Visit one of the visitor centers upon arrival to learn more about the canyon's geology, history, and available activities. Rangers can provide valuable information and answer any questions you may have. Guided tours. Consider joining a guided tour or ranger-led program to gain deeper insights into the Grand Canyon's natural and cultural significance. Leave no trace. Help preserve the beauty of the Grand Canyon by practicing leave no trace principles. Pack out all trash, stay on designated trails, and respect wildlife and vegetation. By following these tips, you can make the most of your visit to the Grand Canyon and create lasting memories of this extraordinary natural wonder. Number 2. Great Barrier Reef, Australia. Visiting the Great Barrier Reef in Australia is an incredible experience. Here are some tips to help make your trip enjoyable and memorable. Choose a gateway. Decide which gateway city you'll use to access the Great Barrier Reef. Cairns and Port Douglas are popular choices, offering easy access to the reef via boat tours and dive operators. Research tour operators. There are numerous tour operators offering reef trips, snorkeling tours, diving expeditions, and scenic flights. Research and book your tours in advance to secure your spot, especially during peak seasons. Safety first. If you're snorkeling or diving, ensure you're comfortable in the water and follow all safety instructions provided by your tour operator. If you're not a strong swimmer, consider opting for a guided snorkeling tour or taking a reef viewing cruise instead. Protect the reef. The Great Barrier Reef is a delicate ecosystem, so be mindful of your impact. Use reef-safe sunscreen, avoid touching or standing on coral, and refrain from feeding fish or marine life. Weather considerations. Check the weather forecast before your trip, as weather conditions can affect visibility and sea conditions. Keep in mind that the reef is subject to seasonal changes, such as stinger season, November to May, when jellyfish are prevalent. Scuba diving certification. If you're interested in scuba diving, consider getting certified before your trip. Many operators offer introductory dive courses for beginners, but having prior certification will give you more options and flexibility. Reef conservation. Learn about the ongoing efforts to protect and conserve the Great Barrier Reef. Consider supporting organizations that work to preserve this natural wonder through donations or volunteer opportunities. Explore the surrounding area. While visiting the Great Barrier Reef, take the time to explore the surrounding area. Visit nearby islands, rainforests, and wildlife parks to experience the diverse ecosystems of tropical North Queensland. Photography tips. Bring a waterproof camera or underwater housing to capture the stunning marine life and vibrant coral formations. Remember to respect marine life and avoid disturbing them for the sake of a photo. Local culture. Take the opportunity to learn about the indigenous culture and heritage of the region. Many tours and activities offer insights into the traditional customs and connection to the land and sea. By following these tips, you can make the most of your visit to the Great Barrier Reef and contribute to its conservation for future generations to enjoy. Number 3. Mount Everest, Nepal/Tibet. Visiting Mount Everest, the world's tallest peak, is a dream for many adventurers. Whether you plan to trek to Everest Base Camp or attempt to summit the mountain, here are some tips to help you prepare for your journey. Choose the right season. The best time to visit Mount Everest is during the spring, March to May, and autumn, September to November seasons. These months offer the most stable weather and clearer skies, making for better trekking and climbing conditions. Physical fitness, trekking to Everest Base Camp, or attempting to climb Mount Everest requires a high level of physical fitness. Start training well in advance, focusing on cardiovascular exercises, strength training, and endurance activities to prepare your body for the rigors of high-altitude trekking or climbing. Acclimatization. Acclimatization is crucial when ascending to high altitudes to prevent altitude sickness. Plan your itinerary with plenty of rest days and gradual altitude gains to allow your body to adjust to the thin air. Listen to your body and descend if you experience symptoms of altitude sickness such as headache, nausea, or dizziness. Permits and regulations. Obtain the necessary permits and permissions for your Everest expedition. If you're trekking to Everest Base Camp, you'll need a Sabermatha National Park permit and a TIMES Truckers Information Management System card. Climbing Mount Everest requires additional permits and coordination with expedition operators. Gear and equipment. Invest in high-quality gear and equipment suitable for the conditions you'll encounter on the mountain. This includes warm clothing, sturdy hiking boots, a down jacket, gloves, a hat, sunglasses, a sleeping bag, and a backpack. For climbers, specialized mountaineering equipment such as crampons, ice axes, and harnesses are essential. Guide or expedition operator. Consider hiring a local guide or joining a guided expedition to ensure your safety and enhance your experience. Experienced guides are familiar with the terrain, weather patterns, and altitude-related risks, and they can provide valuable support and guidance throughout your journey. Respect local culture. Show respect for the local Sherpa culture and customs during your visit to the Everest region. Learn about their traditions, participate in cultural exchanges, and support local communities by staying in tea houses and purchasing goods and services from local vendors. Environmental responsibility. Practice leave no trace principles to minimize your environmental impact while trekking or climbing in the Everest region. Pack out all trash, avoid using single-use plastics, and follow established trails to preserve the natural beauty of the area. Emergency preparedness. Be prepared for emergencies by carrying a first aid kit, knowing how to recognize and treat altitude-related illnesses, and having a communication device such as a satellite phone or emergency beacon. Familiarize yourself with evacuation procedures and emergency services available in the area. Manage expectations. Finally, keep in mind that trekking to Everest Base Camp or attempting to climb Mount Everest is a challenging endeavor that requires mental resilience, determination, and patience. Be prepared for unpredictable weather, physical discomfort, and altitude-related challenges, and maintain a positive attitude throughout your journey. By following these tips and adequately preparing for your Mount Everest adventure, you can increase your chances of a safe and fulfilling experience in one of the world's most iconic mountain regions. When visiting Victoria Falls, situated on the border between Zambia and Zimbabwe, ensure you check visa requirements for your nationality in advance. Choose your side based on factors like viewpoints and activities. The best time to visit is during the high water season from February to May for the most impressive flow. Be prepared for hot, humid summers and mild winters. Book activities such as guided tours, scenic flights, or whitewater rafting in advance, especially during peak seasons. Stay safe by sticking to designated paths and viewpoints, especially near the edges. Wear waterproof clothing to protect against the spray from the falls. Consider hiring a local guide for insights into the area's history and wildlife. Don't miss witnessing the sunrise or sunset of the falls for breathtaking views. Respect the environment by disposing of waste responsibly and following principles of sustainable tourism. Overall, plan ahead, be prepared for changing weather conditions, and prioritize safety while exploring this awe-inspiring natural wonder. Experiencing the Aurora Borealis or Northern Lights is a magical and unforgettable adventure. Here are some tips to help you make the most of your visit. Choose the right time and location. The best time to see the Northern Lights is during the winter months in regions located within or near the Arctic Circle, such as Norway, Sweden, Finland, Iceland, Alaska, or Canada. Research the optimal viewing months and select a location with minimal light pollution and clear skies. Check the forecast. Monitor the Aurora forecast to increase your chances of witnessing the Northern Lights. Numerous websites and apps provide real-time Aurora predictions based on solar activity, cloud cover, and geomagnetic conditions. Dress warmly. Dress in layers and wear insulated clothing to stay warm in sub-zero temperatures. Thermal underwear, a warm jacket, gloves, a hat, and insulated boots are essential for cold weather viewing sessions. Be patient. Seeing the Northern Lights is not guaranteed as they are a natural phenomenon influenced by solar activity and atmospheric conditions. Be patient and prepare to spend several hours outdoors as the lights may appear suddenly and unpredictably. Stay in accommodations with Northern Lights views. Consider staying in accommodations with panoramic views of the night sky, such as glass igloos, wilderness lodges, or remote cabins. This allows you to enjoy the Northern Lights from the comfort of your own room. Join guided tours. Joining guided Northern Lights tours led by experienced local guides increases your chances of spotting the auroras. Guides are familiar with the best viewing spots and can provide valuable insights into the science and folklore surrounding the Northern Lights. Photography tips. Bring a DSLR camera with a sturdy tripod and wide-angle lens to capture stunning photos of the Northern Lights. Use a remote shutter release and long exposure settings for optimal results. Embrace the experience. Take the time to fully immerse yourself in the experience of witnessing the Northern Lights. Disconnect from electronic devices, lie back, and marvel at the dancing colors in the night sky. By following these tips and embracing the adventure, you can enhance your chances of witnessing the breathtaking beauty of the Aurora Borealis and create memories that will last a lifetime. Number 6. Parícutin Volcano, Mexico. Visiting Parícutin Volcano in Mexico is a remarkable adventure, but it requires preparation and caution. Here are some essential tips for your trip. Location. Parícutin Volcano is located in the state of Michoacán, Mexico, near the town of Angajuan. Plan your transportation to reach Angajuan, or you can arrange guided tours or hike to the volcano. Guided tours. Consider hiring a local guide from Angajuan to lead you to the volcano. Guides offer valuable insights into the volcano's history, geology, and safety precautions. Hiking. Prepare for a moderate hike to the volcano's summit, which can take several hours round trip. Wear sturdy hiking boots, bring plenty of water, snacks, sunscreen, and a hat. Safety. Parícutin Volcano is an active volcano, so follow safety guidelines provided by your guide. Avoid approaching the crater rim or vent openings, and be prepared for volcanic ash and loose rock on the trail. Photography. Bring a camera to capture the unique landscapes and volcanic features along the hike. The barren lava fields and panoramic views from the summit offer excellent photography opportunities. Local culture. Explore the local culture, the Purapeca indigenous communities in the area. Visit the village of San Juan Paringaricutiro to see the buried church, a relic of Parícutin's eruption. Weather. Check the weather forecast before your trip and dress accordingly. The climate can be hot and dry during the day, with cooler temperatures at higher elevations. Respect nature. Leave no trace of your visit by avoiding disturbance of wildlife or vegetation and properly disposing of trash. By following these tips and being prepared, you can have a safe and memorable experience exploring Parícutin Volcano and its surrounding area. Number 7. Amazon Rainforest, South America. Visiting the Amazon Rainforest in South America is an incredible adventure, but it requires careful planning and preparation. Here are some essential tips for your trip. Choose your destination. The Amazon Rainforest spans multiple countries, including Brazil, Peru, Colombia, and Ecuador. Research different regions and choose the one that best suits your interests and travel preferences. Guided tours. Consider joining a guided tour led by experienced local guides who are knowledgeable about the rainforest biodiversity, culture, and conservation efforts. Guides can enhance your experience and ensure your safety in the dense jungle. Pack accordingly. Pack lightweight, breathable clothing suitable for hot and humid conditions, as well as sturdy hiking boots, insect repellent, sunscreen, and a hat. Don't forget essential items like a water bottle, flashlight, and binoculars for wildlife viewing. Health precautions. Consult with a healthcare professional before your trip to ensure you have the necessary vaccinations and medications for tropical diseases like malaria and yellow fever. Bring a first aid kit and stay hydrated to prevent dehydration in the humid environment. Respect local communities. Respect the rights and customs of indigenous communities living in the Amazon rainforest. Learn about their traditions, support sustainable tourism initiatives, and ask for permission before entering their territories. Wildlife viewing. Keep your distance from wildlife and refrain from feeding or touching animals. Use binoculars and a camera with a zoom lens to observe wildlife from a safe distance without disturbing their natural behaviors. Leave no trace. Follow leave no trace principles by minimizing your impact on the environment. Pack out all trash, avoid damaging plants or trees, and refrain from littering or polluting water sources. By following these tips and respecting the fragile ecosystem of the Amazon rainforest, you can have a safe and rewarding experience exploring one of the most biodiverse regions on Earth. Number 8. Galápagos Islands, Ecuador. Visiting the Galápagos Islands in Ecuador is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, but proper planning is essential. Here are some tips to make the most of your trip. Entry requirements. Check the entry requirements for Ecuador and the Galápagos Islands, including visas and permits. Most visitors will need to obtain a tourist card upon arrival in Ecuador and pay a national park fee to enter the Galápagos. Choose your activities. Decide which activities you want to prioritize during your visit, such as snorkeling, diving, hiking, or wildlife watching. Each island offers unique experiences, so research the attractions and plan your itinerary accordingly. Guided tours versus independent travel. Consider joining a guided tour or booking a cruise to explore the islands. Guided tours offer expert-led excursions and access to remote locations, while independent travel allows for more flexibility and freedom. Packing essentials: pack lightweight, breathable clothing suitable for warm and humid conditions, as well as sturdy walking shoes, sunscreen, a hat, sunglasses, and insect repellent. Don't forget to bring a reusable water bottle and a waterproof bag for your belongings. Wildlife viewing: respect the natural habitats of the unique wildlife species found in the Galápagos Islands. Keep a safe distance from animals, avoid feeding them, and follow park regulations to minimize your impact on the environment. Environmental conservation: support sustainable tourism practices by choosing eco-friendly accommodations, minimizing waste, and avoiding single-use plastics. Learn about the conservation efforts underway in the Galápagos and consider volunteering or donating to local organizations. Respect local culture: learn about the history and culture of the Galápagos Islands, including the indigenous communities and their traditional customs. Respect local traditions, customs, and rules, and interact with residents respectfully. By following these tips and being mindful of the unique environment and culture of the Galápagos Islands, you can have a safe, enjoyable, and enriching travel experience in this extraordinary destination. Number 9. Great Blue Hole, Belize. Visiting the Great Blue Hole in Belize is an awe-inspiring adventure, but it requires careful planning and preparation. Here are some tips to help make the most of your trip. Research dive operators: the Great Blue Hole is a world-class diving destination, so choose a reputable dive operator with experienced guides. Research their safety record, equipment quality, and customer reviews before booking your dive. Diving certification: ensure you have the necessary scuba diving certification to explore the Great Blue Hole. The depth and conditions of the dive require advanced open water certification or higher. Some dive operators may offer introductory dives for beginners, but these typically only reach the shallow rim of the hole. Weather considerations: check the weather forecast before your trip, as weather conditions can affect diving conditions. The best time to visit the Great Blue Hole is during the dry season, November to April, when visibility is optimal and the seas are calm. Pack essentials: pack essential diving gear, including a wetsuit or rash guard, mask, fins, regulator, buoyancy control device, BCD, and dive computer. Bring plenty of water, sunscreen, hat, and sunglasses for the boat ride to the dive site. Respect marine life. The Great Blue Hole is part of the Belize Barrier Reef Reserve System, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Respect marine life by avoiding touching or disturbing coral reefs, fish, or other underwater creatures. Follow sustainable diving practices to minimize your impact on the fragile ecosystem. Photography opportunities: bring an underwater camera or GoPro to capture the stunning underwater scenery of the Great Blue Hole. Remember to respect the environment and marine life while taking photos. Stay hydrated and rested. Scuba diving can be physically demanding, so stay hydrated, get plenty of rest, and avoid alcohol or excessive sun exposure before your dive. By following these tips and diving responsibly, you can have a safe and unforgettable experience exploring the wonders of the Great Blue Hole in Belize. Number 10. Sahara Desert, Africa. Visiting the Sahara Desert in Africa is an extraordinary adventure, but it requires careful planning and preparation. Here are some tips to help make your trip memorable and enjoyable. Choose your destination. The Sahara spans multiple countries in North Africa, including Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, Libya, Egypt, Mali, Mauritania, Niger, Chad, and Sudan. Research different regions and choose the one that best suits your interests and travel preferences. Plan your itinerary. Decide on the duration of your trip and the specific places you want to visit within the Sahara Desert. Popular destinations include the Ourd Chebi and Ourd Shigaga Dunes in Morocco, the Libyan Desert in Egypt, and the Tanara Desert in Niger. Travel with a guide. Consider hiring a local guide or joining the guided tour to explore the Sahara Desert safely and comfortably. Guides are knowledgeable about the terrain, weather conditions, and cultural customs of the region, ensuring a smooth and enriching experience. Pack accordingly. Pack lightweight, breathable clothing suitable for hot and dry conditions, as well as sturdy hiking boots, sunglasses, sunscreen, and a hat to protect against the sun. Bring plenty of water to stay hydrated, as well as snacks and a first aid kit for emergencies. Respect local customs. Familiarize yourself with the cultural norms and traditions of the local communities living in and around the Sahara Desert. Respect their customs, dress modestly, and ask for permission before taking photos of people or their property. Safety precautions. Be mindful of the challenges and risks associated with traveling in the desert, including extreme temperatures, sandstorms, and navigation difficulties. Follow all safety guidelines provided by your guide and stay together with your group at all times. Leave no trace. Practice leave no trace principles by minimizing your impact on the environment. Pack out all trash, avoid damaging vegetation or wildlife, and refrain from littering or polluting water sources. By following these tips and being prepared, you can have a safe and unforgettable experience exploring the majestic beauty of the Sahara Desert. Number 11. Iguazu Falls, Argentina/Brazil. Visiting Iguazu Falls, situated on the border between Argentina and Brazil, promises an awe-inspiring experience. Here are some tips to ensure you make the most of your visit. Choose your side. Decide whether you want to explore the falls from the Argentine side or the Brazilian side, or both if time permits. Each side offers unique viewpoints and experiences, so research beforehand to determine your preference. Entry requirements. Check the entry requirements for Argentina and Brazil, including visa requirements and any necessary permits or park fees. Ensure you have the necessary documentation to enter both countries if you plan to visit both sides of the falls. Guided tours. Consider joining a guided tour to explore Iguazu Falls. Guides can provide valuable insights into the history, geology, and wildlife of the area, enhancing your overall experience. Weather considerations. The weather in rain showers, especially during the wet season, November and March. Bring lightweight, breathable clothing, a waterproof jacket, sunscreen, and insect repellent. Water activities. Prepare to get wet when visiting the Iguazu Falls, especially if you take a boat ride to get up close to the Cascades. Bring a waterproof bag to protect your belongings and wear quick-drying clothing and footwear. Photography. Locate the camera and smartphone to capture the stunning beauty of the falls. Consider bringing a waterproof camera or a protective case to safeguard your device from water spray. Respect the environment. Follow park rules and regulations to protect the natural beauty of Iguazu Falls. Stay on designated trails, avoid feeding wildlife, and dispose of trash properly to minimize your environmental impact. By following these tips and planning ahead, you can have a memorable and enjoyable visit to Iguazu Falls, experiencing the breathtaking beauty of one of South America's most spectacular natural wonders. Number 12. Halong Bay, Vietnam. Visiting Halong Bay in Vietnam promises a breathtaking experience amidst its stunning limestone karsts and emerald waters. Here are some tips to ensure you make the most of your visit. Choose your tour. Select a reputable tour operator for your Halong Bay excursion. There are various options available, including day cruises, overnight cruises, and private charters. Research the itineraries, inclusions, and reviews to find the best fit for your preferences and budget. Pack essentials. Bring sunscreen, sunglasses, a hat, insect repellent, and a camera to capture the mesmerizing scenery. Wear comfortable clothing and sturdy shoes suitable for walking on the boat and exploring the islands. Weather considerations. Halong Bay experiences a tropical climate with hot, humid summers and cool, dry winters. The best time to visit is during the dry season, October to April, when the weather is more comfortable and rainfall is minimal. Stay hydrated. Bring plenty of water to stay hydrated during your cruise, especially if you're visiting during the hot summer months. Some tour operators provide complimentary drinks, but it's always wise to have extra water on hand. Respect the environment. Help preserve the natural beauty of Halong Bay by disposing of trash responsibly and avoiding activities that harm the marine ecosystem. Follow the guidelines provided by your tour guide to minimize your impact on the environment. Explore caves and islands. Take advantage of opportunities to explore caves, swim in secluded lagoons, and visit fishing villages during your cruise. These activities offer a glimpse into the rich biodiversity and cultural heritage of Halong Bay. Relax and enjoy. Sit back, relax, and soak in the stunning landscapes as you cruise through Halong Bay. Take time to appreciate the tranquility and beauty of this UNESCO World Heritage Site. By following these tips and planning ahead, you can have a memorable and enjoyable experience exploring the natural wonders of Halong Bay in Vietnam. Number 13. Ayers Rock, Uluru, Australia. Visiting Ayers Rock, also known as Uluru, in Australia is a remarkable experience steeped in indigenous culture and natural beauty. Here are some tips to ensure you make the most of your visit. Respect Aboriginal culture. Ayers Rock holds significant cultural and spiritual importance to the Anangu people, the traditional owners of the land. Respect their culture and sacred sites by following designated paths, obeying signage, and refraining from climbing the Uluru, as it is considered disrespectful to the Anangu. Choose your time wisely. Plan your visit to Ayers Rock during the cooler months, April to September, when temperatures are more moderate. Avoid visiting during the hot summer months when temperatures can soar, making outdoor activities uncomfortable. Entry fees and permits. Purchase an entry permit to Uluru Katachuta National Park before your visit. The permit is valid for 3 days and allows access to both Uluru and Katachuta, the Olgas. Ensure you have the permit printed or accessible on your mobile device upon arrival. Guided tours. Consider joining a guided tour led by knowledgeable guides who can provide insights into the cultural significance and natural features of Uluru. Guided tours offer a deeper understanding of the landscape and its importance to the Anangu people. Sunrise and sunset viewing. Experience the breathtaking beauty of Uluru at sunrise and sunset. Plan to arrive early or stay late to witness the changing colors of the rock as the sun rises or sets. Pack essentials. Bring sunscreen, a hat, sunglasses, sturdy walking shoes, and plenty of water, especially if you plan to explore the walking trails around Uluru. Protect yourself from the sun and stay hydrated throughout your visit. Leave no trace. Practice leave no trace principles by disposing of trash properly and respecting the natural environment. Take only photographs and memories, leaving behind nothing but footprints. By following these tips and respecting the cultural significance of Uluru, you can have a meaningful and memorable visit to this iconic Australian landmark. Number 14. Yellowstone National Park, USA. Visiting Yellowstone National Park in the USA offers unparalleled natural beauty and diverse wildlife. Here are some tips to make the most of your trip. Plan ahead. Yellowstone is vast, so plan your itinerary in advance. Research the park's attractions, hiking trails, and accommodation options to maximize your time. Timing. Visit during shoulder seasons, spring and fall, for fewer crowds and pleasant weather. Summer is the busiest time, so be prepared for crowds and limited availability of accommodations and services. Wildlife viewing. Yellowstone is home to an abundance of wildlife, including bison, elk, bears, and wolves. Drive slowly and keep a safe distance when viewing wildlife. Use binoculars or a telephoto lens for a closer look. Safety first. Follow all park regulations and safety guidelines, especially around thermal features. Stay on designated trails, never approach wildlife, and carry bear spray when hiking in bear country. Geothermal features. Yellowstone is famous for its geysers, hot springs, and mud pots. Visit iconic attractions like Old Faithful, but also explore lesser-known areas to avoid crowds and discover hidden gems. Hiking. Yellowstone offers a variety of hiking trails for all skill levels. Choose trails that match your fitness level and interests, and be prepared for changing weather conditions. Lodging and camping. Book accommodations or campsites well in advance, especially during peak seasons. Consider staying in lodges or campgrounds within the park for convenience. Pack essentials. Bring layers of clothing for variable weather, including rain gear, sunscreen, insect repellent, sturdy hiking shoes, and plenty of water. Leave no trace. Practice leave no trace principles by packing out all trash, staying on designated trails, and respecting wildlife and natural features. Enjoy the experience. Take time to appreciate the beauty and tranquility of Yellowstone. Disconnect from technology, immerse yourself in nature, and create lasting memories of your visit. By following these tips, you can have a safe and enjoyable experience exploring the wonders of Yellowstone National Park. Number 15. Angel Falls, Venezuela. Visiting Angel Falls, the world's highest uninterrupted waterfall in Venezuela, is a bucket list adventure. Here are some tips to make the most of your trip. Research. Familiarize yourself with the logistics of visiting Angel Falls, including transportation options, entry requirements, and tour operators. Due to its remote location in Canaima National Park, accessing Angel Falls can be challenging and often requires a guided tour. Choose the right time. The best time to visit Angel Falls is during the rainy season, May to November, when the falls are at their fullest and most spectacular. However, be prepared for wet weather and potential travel disruptions due to rain. Book a guided tour. Due to the remote location and logistical challenges of reaching Angel Falls, booking a guided tour is highly recommended. Tour operators offer a variety of packages that include transportation, accommodation, meals, and guided excursions to the falls. Pack essentials. Pack appropriate clothing for warm, humid weather, including lightweight clothing, sunscreen, a hat, insect repellent, and sturdy hiking shoes. Bring a waterproof bag to protect your belongings during boat rides to the falls. Stay hydrated. Bring plenty of water to stay hydrated, especially during hikes and boat rides. The humid climate can lead to dehydration, so drink water regularly to avoid fatigue and discomfort. Be prepared for adventure. Visiting Angel Falls involves hiking through the jungle, navigating rivers, and enduring long boat rides. Be prepared for an adventurous journey and embrace the challenges as part of the experience. Respect the environment. Canaima National Park is a UNESCO World Heritage Site known for its pristine beauty and biodiversity. Respect the park's rules and regulations, avoid littering, and leave no trace of your visit. Enjoy the experience. Finally, take time to soak in the awe-inspiring beauty of Angel Falls and its surrounding wilderness. Listen to the roar of the falls, marvel at the towering cliffs, and appreciate the natural wonders of Venezuela's wild heartland. By following these tips and planning ahead, you can have a safe and unforgettable experience visiting Angel Falls, one of the most spectacular natural attractions in the world.